Imagine every time you have sex, an invisible war is raging inside a woman's body. Millions of microscopic soldiers battling to the death for the ultimate prize, fertilizing an egg. That's the explosive idea at the heart of Robin Baker's 1996 bestseller, Sperm Wars, Infidelity, Sexual Conflict, and Other Bedroom Battles. A groundbreaking work of popular science by an evolutionary biologist, the book shattered polite conversation about sex by revealing that much of what we call love, jealousy, attraction, and even cheating isn't about romance at all. It's about genes fighting to survive. Today we're summarizing the main points, the evolutionary context, and the surprising lessons every reader can take away. No fluff, just the science that still sparks debate 30 years later. Baker wrote the book in the mid-1990s after years of lab research with colleague Mark Bellis on human sperm competition. At the time, most people thought human sex was simple. One man, one woman, one set of sperm meets one egg. Baker showed that's naive. Whenever a woman has sex with more than one man within a few days, her reproductive tract becomes a battlefield. Sperm from different men literally compete inside her. The book's clever format mixes short, vivid fictional sex scenes, a married woman's secret fling, a couple's routine Saturday night sex, a one-night stand, with cold, clinical explanations of what's really happening biologically. This structure made the science accessible and shocking at the same time. The central concept, sperm heteromorphism. In every ejaculation, fewer than 1% of the sperm are egg getters, the fertile ones capable of fertilization. The other 99% are kamikaze or blocker sperm designed to attack, block, or kill rival sperm. Evolution turned men's testicles into sperm factories and women's bodies into referees who unconsciously decide which sperm wins. Baker lays out the evolutionary arms race. First, men. Evolution programmed them to monopolize their partners. Jealousy, mate guarding, and even the shape of the penis, which Baker says acts like a plunger to scoop out rival semen, are all tools to win sperm wars. A man who's been away from his partner ejaculates more sperm when they reunite, an unconscious insurance policy against possible infidelity. Masturbation? It's not wasteful. It clears out old, sluggish sperm so fresher, more competitive ones are ready when it counts. Now women, they're wired to seek the best genetic material, even while staying in a stable relationship. Baker argues women have hidden mechanisms like the timing of orgasm, changes in cervical mucus, and even the upsuck reflex during climax that can favor one man's sperm over another. Concealed ovulation, the fact that women don't advertise when they're fertile, lets them have secret flings during peak fertility and still keep their long-term partner invested. The most provocative claim, up to 10% of children are not fathered by the man raising them. And a woman is statistically more likely to get pregnant from a casual encounter than from sex with her regular partner. In short, infidelity isn't a modern moral failing. It's an ancient female strategy to let the strongest sperm win while keeping a reliable provider at home. Baker calls this sexual conflict. Males and females have overlapping but not identical evolutionary goals, and both are playing a subtle, subconscious game. The book doesn't stop at the bedroom. It reinterprets almost every sexual behavior through the sperm war lens. Why men fantasize about variety and women about status. Why oral sex might be an unconscious infidelity check. Even controversial takes on rape, prostitution, and bisexuality as evolutionary byproducts or strategies. These sections made sperm wars explosive and heavily criticized. Some hypotheses, like killer sperm using poison, were later questioned in lab studies. Non-paternity rates are now estimated closer to 1 to 4% in most Western populations, not 10%. Critics called parts speculative or overly deterministic, yet the core idea that sperm competition has shaped human sexuality for millions of years remains influential in evolutionary psychology. So what should you take away from sperm wars? First, self-awareness. Much of what drives our desires, attractions, and even betrayals happens below conscious awareness. Understanding the biology can reduce shame and help us make more deliberate choices instead of being slaves to ancient programming. Second, realism in relationships. Monogamy isn't natural in the strict biological sense. It's a cultural achievement that works because it reduces disease risk, confusion over paternity, and constant conflict. But the instincts for sexual variety never fully disappear. Knowing this can foster better communication, stronger boundaries, and less naive trust. Third, empathy across genders. Men and women aren't enemies. We're teammates with slightly different evolutionary agendas. Recognizing sexual conflict helps couples navigate jealousy. Finally, empowerment through knowledge. Evolution doesn't dictate your life. You can choose long-term love, fidelity, or whatever family structure works for you. But you'll make smarter choices when you understand the invisible forces pulling at you. Baker's ultimate message: sex is far more strategic, competitive, and fascinating than we ever imagined. Once you see the Sperm Wars, you'll never look at attraction the same way again. Isn't it time you looked closer at the science of you?